She said she'd be gone for 3 days with her friends, just a quick getaway to unwind. I remember the way she kissed me goodbye that morning, her lips soft but distant, her eyes avoiding mine as if they were hiding something. "Don't worry about me," she'd said, tossing her overnight bag into the trunk. "You should use the time to relax too." 12 minutes later, my phone buzzed. A notification from our joint credit card. Hotel Haven. $472.36. For a moment I thought it was a mistake. Maybe one of her friends booked all their rooms on her card. Maybe it was some early check-in fee. My brain rushed to build excuses faster than my heart could catch up. But even then, beneath the surface, something in me cracked, a whisper of dread that no rational thought could drown out. I stared at the charge, the hotel's name glowing coldly on my screen. Hotel Haven wasn't a group kind of place. It was quiet, secluded, intimate. The kind of place meant for honeymoons, not girls' weekends. I called her, trying to sound casual. "Hey, did you already get there?" There was a pause before she answered. "Yeah, we're just checking in now," she said, her voice tight but cheerful. I could hear faint sounds in the background. Muffled music, the faint hum of traffic, not the laughter of friends I expected. "Which hotel did you guys pick again?" "Yes." "Oh, the Silverline Suites," she said quickly. I stared at the charge again. Hotel Haven. Not Silverline. My pulse thudded in my ears. "Oh, nice," I said, forcing a laugh. "That's a good spot. Have fun, okay?" "Of course. Love you," she replied. "I love you too," I said automatically, but the words fell out like stones, empty and heavy. The call ended, and I just sat there, staring at the wall, trying to breathe through the sudden tightness in my chest. I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I'd seen what suspicion could do to people, how it could twist love into something ugly. But I couldn't ignore that feeling growing inside me, that creeping certainty that something was deeply wrong. I opened my laptop and searched for Hotel Haven. It wasn't far, just a few hours away, tucked off the coast. Photos of the place showed warm lighting, private balconies, champagne on ice. Romantic. Secretive. My stomach turned. The next few hours were torture. I tried to distract myself, cleaned the kitchen, turned on the TV, but everything felt mechanical. Every noise made me jump. Every silence made me wonder who she was with, what she was doing, what lies she'd rehearsed to cover it. That night I barely slept. Her texts came in, light and breezy. Photos of cocktails, sunsets, the beach. None of them showed other people. I wanted to believe she was just bad at taking group pictures. But her smile, it looked forced. Or maybe it was me who had changed. Maybe once you suspect someone, even their joy looks like deceit. The next morning I made a decision. I drove. The sky was overcast as I headed toward the coast, my hands gripping the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles ached. I didn't even know what I'd do when I got there. I told myself I just wanted to see, to know. But deep down I knew that once I saw, there would be no turning back. When I reached Hotel Haven, I parked a few blocks away. My heart was hammering, my palms slick with sweat. I walked slowly toward the entrance, trying to act casual, like any other guest. The lobby smelled like lavender and sea salt, soft music playing in the background. "Can I help you, sir?" the receptionist asked. "Yes," I said, forcing a smile. "My wife checked in yesterday. I just wanted to drop something off for her. Rebecca Miller." The woman typed something, then looked up. "Room 214. "Perfect," I said, my voice tight. "Thank you." Room 214. Second floor, end of the hall. My feet felt like lead as I climbed the stairs. I could hear faint laughter behind some of the doors, the sound of clinking glasses, the hum of air conditioning. And then I reached her room. The door was slightly ajar. Froze. Voices drifted out, hers, unmistakable, and a man's. I couldn't make out what they were saying, but the sound of her laugh, soft, intimate, cut through me like a blade. I stood there just outside, my whole body trembling. Part of me wanted to burst in. Another part wanted to turn around and pretend I'd never come. But I couldn't unhear it. I couldn't unknow it. I knocked. The voices stopped. A moment later she opened the door, wearing the same sweatshirt she'd left home in, but her hair was messy, her face flushed. Behind her, a man's shirt hung on the chair. "Daniel," she whispered, eyes wide with shock. "Surprise trip," I said quietly. "Didn't want to miss the fun." The man, tall, athletic, familiar, appeared behind her. "Patrick. My coworker. My friend. The same man who'd been at our house for barbecues. Who'd congratulated us on our anniversary 2 months ago." He froze when he saw me. "Daniel, I stepped forward, cutting him off. "Don't. Just don't." Rebecca started crying. "I didn't plan for you to find out like this." "Then how did you plan for me to find out?" I said, my voice shaking. "When you came home with a tan and guilt all over your face?" "It's not what you think," she tried, her voice cracking. I laughed bitterly. "You're standing in a hotel room with my friend. What exactly am I supposed to think?" Patrick took a step forward, but I held up a hand. "Don't you dare say a word." He stayed quiet. "Smart move." I turned back to her. "Was it worth it?" "Yes." "Throwing everything away?" She looked down, sobbing now. "It just happened, Daniel. We didn't mean to." "Stop," I said. "People don't accidentally end up in hotel rooms together." She covered her face with her hands. "I was lonely. You've been so distant lately. Always working, always tired." Patrick just listened. I stared at her, the woman I thought I knew. I'd spent years building a life with her, sacrificing sleep, working overtime, trying to give her everything. And in the end, she just wanted to feel seen. The saddest part was that I understood. I could almost forgive the loneliness. But not the lie. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just said, "We're done." And then I walked away. The drive home was quiet. The rain had started again, streaking down the windshield in long, uneven lines. I thought I'd feel anger or relief or something clean. But what I felt was emptiness. Like the moment after a storm when everything is still, but the damage is already done. When I got home, I sat at the kitchen table, staring at her empty chair. The faint scent of her perfume still lingered in the air. I took out my phone and canceled her credit card. A few hours later she called. I let it ring until it stopped. Sometimes the cruelest part of betrayal isn't the act itself. It's realizing that the person who broke you is still out there, living as if nothing happened, while you're left trying to rebuild from the ruins. And in that silence, I realized something else. Maybe I wasn't the one who'd lost everything. Maybe she was.